like to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for all that He has done and all that He will continue to do. Thank you to all the students, the alums, and the fans that were in attendance this weekend. Special thank you to the best band in the land and the cheerleaders for all that they do. And it's great to be up here after a win. I'm extremely proud of the way that our team fights. They never give up, and on Saturday we were able to find a way to finish the game. Thought it was a good job by our coaches and keeping our guys engaged and throughout the game and getting us to execute when it mattered the most. Really proud of the way that our guys competed. I think Elijah Kennedy had a special day, and I'm so thankful that he is on our team. However, from the film that I watched, the punt return was 97 yards, which would give him the school record rather than 96 would tie it. That's neither here nor there. We can talk about that later. But so thankful we got him on our team. He's a heck of a competitor and a great story for not only the guys on our team, but kids throughout the country, to somebody that they can look at and learn about perseverance and work ethic. But with all that said, now it's time to flush that game and get ready for a good Towson team that's coming in this weekend. And we know that on Saturday at noon, they'll be coming in looking for a fight, and we'll be ready. I think we've believed all year. Now we were able to see that end in a win. So that's always good anytime you get a chance to win. But, my main focus right now is for us to understand that's one win. That's what we expected to do. Now it's time to move on and get ready for our next opponent. Like I said, I hate losing way more than I enjoy winning. So it was cool. It was fun. But now it's time to get back to work. Just to keep believing and keep fighting, and anything can happen. I'll be glad when we get to the point where we don't have to fight, scratch, and claw for everything that we get throughout the game. There's times when you look at our season when it's really a critical situation. For the most part, our guys have executed a lot. Now we just got to get them to execute consistently throughout the game. We can't keep having these lulls where we don't execute. So that's just about focus and us getting these guys to focus each and every play and understand that every play matters. And once we can do that, I think we'll see a tremendous amount of improvement. Well, I wouldn't say that it's anything just from the bye week. It's something we've been working on all year. Stopping the run, playing blue death defense, and we were able to do that. We faced a Campbell team that wanted to run the football and was pretty good at running the football, and we held them to 60 yards rushing on 30-something carries. So extremely proud of Coach Jones and the defensive staff and getting our guys prepared, and the defensive players for going out there and executing. So that's something we've been working on all year, not just throughout the bye week. I really wasn't pleased on third down. Defensively, we gave up 40% of their conversions, so that's not where we want to be. We want to be in the 20s or lower. But, it wasn't bad, and we did make some plays on some critical third down, so that's good. But we got to be better on third down on defense and really better on offense. We were only 27% on third down on offense, so that's something we've been working on all year. We'll continue to work on it this week, and hopefully we can get better, because that's a crucial down. Got to get off the field on defense, and we got to stay on the field on offense. Well, you got to move on and keep building. You can't worry about what you did in the past. That's in the past. It's gone. So now it's time for us to understand, what can we do to get better. Yeah, we won a game, but how can we get better? What do we got to improve on? What are the things that must get better for us to win again? So that's what we're focusing on, just trying to get better. This week we'll be back out there tomorrow and go to work. Honestly, every week in this conference is tough. Like, all of these teams are good. They're big, strong, fast. They got playmakers, kind of similar to Campbell. Campbell had a receiver, number 0, out there he's a grown man. And I think Aaron did a good job. It was a good matchup. They were battling the whole game, and we're going to have to face that again this week. And they got a big offensive line and good running backs, and they're stout on defense. So it's kind of the same thing every week. Teams aren't a carbon copy, because they all do different stuff schematically. But by the way teams are built in this conference, you're kind of going to see the same thing each and every week. That's big, strong, fast, well-coached teams. What have I seen change the most? Well, it's constant. We're constantly changing. We're constantly evolving. And that's what we're trying to do each and every day, is just try to get a little bit better than we were yesterday. I would say the main thing I've seen change is the attitude. I got this from Coach Johnson. I said it after the game, but talking to our track coach, he told me it's 2 types of guys in your program. You got achievers and guys that want to be affiliated. And I think at first we had a bunch of guys that were just wanting to be affiliated with the team. And now we got guys that want to achieve something. That's individually and collectively. So that's what I've seen, guys that are working and improving their attitudes, improving their work ethic, learning how to practice, preparing to win, preparing to be special. And that's the major change that I've seen. And we got to keep going, though. People like EK and Josh Isaiah and all the leaders on our team, they come out and lead by example and vocally. So anytime you got an example, like I told the guys yesterday in the meeting, it's no secret that EK scores touchdowns. If you come and watch practice, when we punt the ball to him and he catches it, he's scoring. Raven sees it every day she comes out there. We do kickoff return, he catches it, he scores. He practices doing all that stuff. So when guys get to see examples of people that do things the right way and then it pays off on Saturday in a big way, I mean, he was National Special Teams Player of the Week. You know, that's what can happen when you put in the work. Yeah, I wouldn't say it was the off season. You know, I'm not going to sit up here and act like I'm some kind of guru and I just got the magic eye. He just kept working. And, you know, throughout my career, it's been guys like that that just keep working and keep working. They might not do anything to stand out because, you know, before you play a game, we're not getting a chance to see him do anything live as far as, you know, punt return and kick return. So, you know, it's usually against scouts, so you really don't have an idea. And what happened was his hard work paid off, and he got a chance. And then since he got the chance, he ain't letting it go. Yeah, well, a kickoff is to me is a lot easier. You got a lot more time. To be a punt returner, you got to have the guts of a burglar. You got to look down the barrel and be able to see the rush, catch the ball, have the composure to catch it, and then have the ability to make people miss. So Elijah has all that. He's a good decision maker. He's got short area quickness, and he has home run ability. And when you combine those things, you have a great punt returner. And we've had a lot of good punt returners and kick returners around here, especially, you know, during my time. That's what I can speak on. But I know it was guys before that, like DeLoach and those guys, but EK is in their class. Well, you know, sometimes people talk about youth, but sometimes youth is great because Tyler's too young to realize how big moments are. So he just goes out there and plays, and every time he gets the opportunity to make a play, he does that. So I think he's a guy that's got a bright future. He's got playmaking ability. He's got good ball skills. He can run. You know, when he gets beat, it's not because he can't run. It's because he's out of position, and it's little things like understanding what leverage you got to have and not letting somebody cross your face, little things like that that you have to learn through experience. So the more experience he gets, the better he's going to be. But he's a playmaker. We got a number of guys back there who I'm excited about. Well, you know, we know that our real fans are going to be there regardless through thick and thin. So that's really who we worry about. And we know that the more we win, the more people will get involved. So we don't really focus on that. Like, our job is just to go out and try to do the best that we can do as a football team and get people excited about the product we're putting on the field. And then if we can put a good product on the field and we can market our games correctly and all that stuff, then we'll get people there. It's going to come. Well, really, you know, all the games to me have been the same in this conference. We had a chance to win all of them. You know, we were just fortunate enough to win this one. So, yeah, it's a relief. You know, you're happy, but still, you know, the first thing I think about when I leave the field is what we could have done better and how we could have played a lot cleaner. So what do we need to do to improve? That's my mindset, especially after a win. You know, how can we get better? So we got a lot of work to do. We're nowhere near done. We got to play cleaner. We can play a whole lot better. We can play with more effort. We can do a whole lot of things better. So, you know, this week is just about trying to get better and improving. Last week's done. It's time to move on to a good Townsend team.